Most men think attraction is built by giving women more attention. That's not accurate. The fastest way to become attractive isn't chasing harder. It's demonstrating without saying a word that your world doesn't revolve around one woman. Because the moment she realizes other women want access to you, something changes. And I learned that lesson in a way I never expected. You guys are listening to the Masculinity Show, a podcast for introverts to become more masculine and get the body of an alpha male. And of course, get more mentally healthy and get that seducer's mindset, if you get me. And lastly, I help guys become more desirable and get the mindset of a seducer. Let's get into the podcast. Yo, if you're tired of spinning your wheels in the gym, my man, and if you're also struggling with low energy, lack of results, and feeling invisible to everyone around you, you need to stop trying random workouts, my dude. And also, cut out the cookie cutter diets. Those fail because they never train your mindset first. Click the link in the show notes and start Alpha Body Blueprints today. This is the only system that builds confidence, discipline, and masculine energy, and get the lean, shredded physique you want. The Sweet Licks story. Years ago, I was seeing a woman who happened to come across a product in my room on my nightstand called Sweet Licks. Yes, it was in the drawer of my nightstand. It's called Sweet Licks. And the second she saw it, her entire energy shifted. No argument, no confrontation, no questions, just a look. A peek, if you will. A look that said she was suddenly wondering something she hadn't wondered before. Who else has access to this man? And here's the interesting part. I never explained it. I never defended myself. I never tried to convince her of anything. I simply let her imagination do the work. Because imagination is almost always more powerful than explanation. To be clear, brothers, I say this constantly. In my dating material, premium products. A woman's most seductive organ is not her body parts, it is her mind. Her imagination. What happened next, brothers? Here's what happened. Over time, strange little things started appearing around my room. An eyelash here, personal belongings left behind there, even panties, you guys. Items that somehow never made it back home. It was almost as if she wanted pieces of herself scattered throughout my environment. A psychological flag planted in the territory. Women rarely compete for men they don't value. But when a woman perceives options, she often begins investing more emotionally. Not because you're playing games. No, this isn't playing games, you guys. It's just showing naturally that you can get girls even when you're getting girls, if that makes sense. Because scarcity creates value. Brothers, do me a favor before I get into the meat of this episode. Just leave me that 5-star review with words behind it. And check out, you guys, I have my second dating ebook that I have not promoted in a long time, called Closer's Guide to Seduction. That one is a good one, you guys. In my mind, really powerful. Really powerful material in there. I talk about imagine and take away. Yeah, it's some evil shit right there. Just think about it. Imagine, then take away. Yeah, powerful stuff. Now we get to the meat and bones of this podcast, you guys. I'm going to talk about how to demonstrate options. You know what's funny? Most men think attraction is created by attention. More texts, more compliments, more validation, more chasing. Meanwhile, The guy who's getting the most attention from women is usually doing the exact opposite. He's busy. He's unavailable. He's not trying to convince anybody he's valuable. And years ago, I learned this lesson completely by accident. Had a girl and things were good, right? No drama, no problems. Nothing crazy. Then one day, she's hanging out at my place and she comes across that Sweet Licks product, as I talked about, right? Here's the funny part. I wasn't trying to create some mastermind psychological game. I wasn't trying to make her jealous either. I wasn't trying to manipulate anything. She just saw it for herself, you guys. And yes, this podcast is based on a really early podcast episode called Seduce Girls Fast. Back to discrete options. Updating that shit today. I watched her face change the minute she saw Sweet Licks. You know that look? The look where a woman suddenly starts asking questions she wasn't asking 5 seconds ago. Not out loud, inside her own mind. Why does he have this? Where did this come from? Who is he around? What don't I know? And I didn't explain a damn thing. Because one of the most powerful lessons I've ever learned is this. The moment you start explaining yourself, you kill the mystery. Check out one of my previous episodes on dating called Congratulations. This is why you explain yourself out of attraction. It's a good one based on this part right here. Women are often attracted to mystery far more than certainty. So I just let it sit there. No defense. No justification, no explanations, no speech. And what happened next was fascinating. Over the following weeks, I started noticing things. Little things. An eyelash on my nightstand. Something left behind there. Another item that somehow never made it home. It's like she was unconsciously trying to leave fingerprints on my reality. Like she wanted her presence to remain even after she walked out the door. Makes sense, you guys? Girls will leave their clothes around the house. But in this case, it was my room. And that's when I realized something most men miss. Women don't become attached because you chase them. They become attached when they feel they could lose access to you. Think about that. Most men are terrified of losing the woman. The woman starts becoming interested when she's wondering if she could lose the man. That's a completely different frame, okay? Think about that for a second. Now, before some guy listening to this starts turning into a clown and posting pictures with random women trying to manufacture jealousy, stop doing that. Women are smarter than that. They know what you're doing. They can smell fake abundance from a mile away. The goal isn't to pretend you have options. The goal is to become the kind of man who naturally has them. Build your body. Build your resources. Build up your confidence in your frame. Build your purpose. Become a man whose life is moving forward so aggressively that women realize they are entering your world, not becoming the center of it. But here's the dark truth. When a man has options, he becomes needy. When he becomes needy, he becomes predictable. When he becomes predictable, he becomes boring. Attraction dies in boredom every single fucking time. The men who create the strongest attraction aren't usually the best looking. They aren't usually the richest. They aren't usually the smoothest. They're the men who communicate the one thing. My life is already complete. You can add to it, but you don't define it. The energy is magnetic. You can't fake it. You can't memorize it like a bunch of gambits. You can't buy it. You have to become it. And the crazy part is, the moment you genuinely stop making women the center of your existence is usually the exact moment they start paying closer attention. That's the paradox. The less you need validation, the more attractive you become. The less you chase, the more curiosity you create. The less you try to convince, the more people wonder. And sometimes all it takes is one tiny clue for someone's imagination to do the rest. Why this works. Most men accidentally communicate desperation. They act like one woman's opinion determines their happiness. Women can feel that energy immediately. But when you have genuine options, when you're building your body all at once, like doing my program, Off Body Boot Camp, when you're pursuing your purpose, when your attention isn't being handed out for free, you become different. Your energy changes, your posture changes, your conversations change, and women notice, not because you told them, because they can feel it. Check the show notes. Remember, I'm still offering my fitness course. Guys, listen to me. It's not so much like a course anymore. It's in a training app. You follow it to a T. So get on it right now. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. As one person said, dude, thank you so much for helping me. There you go, you guys. Her name is Arinia, Ukrainian. Check, yeah. Shout out to you. The attraction trigger most men miss. The goal is never to make a woman jealous. The goal is to become a man whose life is so full that women naturally wonder where they fit into it. That's true abundance. That's confidence. That's power. And that's frame. And power never needs to explain itself. The biggest mistake men make is trying to convince women they're valuable. Stop talking. Stop selling yourself. Stop seeking approval. Build a life that creates curiosity. Build a body that commands attention. Build a mission that consumes your focus. And watch what happens. Because the moment women realize they aren't your only option, they often start showing up differently. And sometimes all it takes is a small clue for them to start wondering. Do me a favor, brothers, and leave me that 5-star review. Share this with someone who needs to hear it in their dating life. But more importantly, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I have one. Peace out, you guys. I love you.